So, Plant Man is generally thought to be from Brazil, partly because of his stage, and it's also canon in the comics. However, Plant Man's also probably based on the Rafflesia flower, which are actually native to just Malay and Thailand, basically, so Asia. To be fair, I didn't actually know that either until I actually looked it up, and if I did know, I probably would have played this stage third, which, you know, considering the thing you get from the stage, would have been a better idea. Anyway, speaking of things we've gotten from stages, here's Silver Tomahawk. This is a really good weapon. Extremely economical, fairly basic, just you shoot it outwards and then it takes, you know, a slight upwards motion, but it mostly stays in front of you, so it's not Metal Blade, sure, but it's also pretty solid. Watch it make pretty short work of this mini-boss. Anyway, I guess I'm just putting off talking about Plant Man's stage. I love Plant Man's design, but his stage, kinda bad. Which is a shame, because I love the backgrounds in the stage, they look amazing. The music's amazing, it's a really good song. Unfortunately, I hate the central gimmick, which is these springs. Oh, what's this? This is like one of the Mario blocks. I think they're kind of like the music blocks from 3, I want to say? That sort of thing. Where, like, actually bouncing on these spring blocks are, like, it's a pain to do. Of course, sometimes you do want to jump lower, so it's a good thing that is the easier thing to do, but unfortunately gaining height with these, or those, I'm past them at the moment, bit of a pain in the butt. I don't like doing it. I think it's a little too hard to get a high jump off a spring. It's a very uncomfortable jump, which I'm terrible at. It's hard to notice, of course, because this is the take where I actually do well in this stage, and if you don't do well with this gimmick, well, you die in almost every circumstance. You will pretty much always be killed if you screw up a spring jump. I do like the little detail, though, that you have tiny little health pickups in the center of the flowers. I hope nobody's allergic to health pickups. That could be very bad, because they're everywhere. But anyway, yeah, the stage is pretty short, and it is mostly this. Oh god, and I do not like springing over enemies. That's the other part I hate, just dodging enemies on the springs. I don't like doing normal platforming on these things. Dealing with enemies is the worst. I don't like it. But anyway, yeah, we're at the boss. Pretty good stage, though, aesthetic-wise. I loved how it looked. I still like how it looks, but yeah, I don't like its gimmick. Anyway, here's Plant Man. He's the barrier boss, of course, you could probably guess, considering we haven't seen one yet. I think this is one of the more lenient barriers to dodge, like, it's not too high up, and well, it's also fairly slow and very predictable. He always fires it pretty much immediately, so you know what to do whenever he jumps like that. Maybe his trajectory might fool you, but other than that, like, he's really easy. He does not do anything but this, but again, compared to some of the other bosses, he's at least a little bit active. You do need to move around constantly for this boss. So it's good in that capacity. It's just not challenging in the slightest. Oh well, that's fine, that's just Roll Chan 6's bosses. Alright, and we get the plant barrier, of course, obvious enough what that does, but the Tango J adapter is gonna be our new henshin, and boy, I really could have used that earlier. Next time on Roll Chan 6, I'm gonna have to do cleanup before we move on to the fortress.